Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Wednesday, October 11th. We're going to take an updated look at Tupperware today. So we were watching TUP as it had this ascension and then this fall, and we've obviously not really charted it since 312, so we're well below that now. So not only are we going to take a look at recent price action, but we're going to put in some additional levels, any trend lines that we see, and then we're going to flip over to the Think or Swim study and see how the setup looks there. So huge day today, up 55% on the dots. Interestingly enough, I can't emphasize this enough. This gap, which was left over here, which only really stretches from 115.1 down to 103.6, this puppy on the daily found support at 115. So 0.1 cent below where it was entering the gap. So to the extent to which it's going to use that gap, not to fill it, at least for now, but to go ahead and use it as support, it's a really interesting move. So that's the first thing that I would note. So I'm going to leave that gap there. Obviously, it still has not been filled, but just to note, it's very interestingly using it as support. It's just tossing in another support level there. There was this downtrend resistance that it was caught under for quite some time. I mean, it was falling longer than this, but this downtrend resistance in particular taking shape toward mid to late August, and now it being mid to early October, spending all that time. There's a smidge of a gap in here. We won't worry about that too much for now. I'm just going to put in, like I said, support and resistance levels. We have some levels back here that we can look at. We have obviously this whole floor that we can look at. So let's get to work on those things. So I would put a level here. I would put a level here. Let's see how these line up. I would put a level here. Let's see, we ended at 232. Okay, so let's just try to fill in the space that we have on the chart, just in case she continues to go crazy. We have as much on here as we can until we get more price action. Okay, those levels are pretty tight up there. Now here, let's see. Got a floor here. Let me see how this aligns. I might want to tweak this a little bit. No, I think that's fine. And then what if we go here? Yep, that looks good to me. And then if it does peel back toward this downtrend resistance here, and get a little bit thin on price action, but we'll go with those for now. Still a big space in here. We don't have much of anything in that range. I could pull a level here, I suppose. Pull one there. Okay, let's zoom into today and see how this would have looked. So had we had these levels on the chart today, you would have seen it leaving the downtrend resistance here, building over these levels into open, including that 165 level, catching resistance right here at 191 where you would expect it, pushing through several levels, 230, can't quite reach the 244 we have up there, and then makes a nice higher high into close. So, you know, something of interest there. Comes down, catches support there, another higher low, and then that's what gives it the oomph to push up here. So nice higher high into close. If I'm a bull, you know, that's not the be all end all to sort of secure in crystal ball and predict every future move. But I'm at least happy that it pushed to a higher high into close. That's not nothing. Okay, if I get rid of those for a moment to just see where we are on the EMAs on the daily. So making a really interesting move. I mean, really yesterday, on this plus 28% day, shrugged off the mid-range, this 21 EMA, which is what we would expect. But then today, just right on it, just immediately on it, and trying to push and use that as support and just, make its move. And now it's secured well above the 34 EMA. So if it can continue to even hold in this range, relative range, it could allow time for that 8 EMA to cross over the 21 and over the 34, get it some bullish crossovers right there, and that could help give it the lift that it may need to trudge on. We'll see if it starts to give up any of those levels or not, but it's an interesting move. Now flipping over to the Think or Swim study. Hey folks, just so you know, you can get these videos early and ad-free. If you click on the description below and become a member, you can make that happen, and I really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the video. Here, let's just start on the 10-minute today. Nice motion, riding the wave cloud. Leaves the channel for quite a while today. Pulls down, tests the mid-range, which is always what we expect it to do when it leaves the channel. And it gave it a nice test there. Wrestled with it for several candles, ultimately gained support, and like we said, pushed through to higher highs at the end of the day, once again leaving the channel, and now in the after hours on very, very low volume, coming down to retest the mid-range again. So we'll see what, if anything, that sort of breeds. But on the hour here, you now see several hours spending. This is actually really interesting. So I guess a couple of things before I zoom in. TTM squeeze indicator triggering while the price is accumulating along the mid-range here. And then when it fires, it gives you the quick counter trend move. And then here's the real liftoff, right? So when it lifts off, so first of all, a really good call by the TTM squeeze indicator there, triggered a fire. Nice motion right out of the channel. This is the 180 to 200 EMA cloud, came swooping in, sort of wrestled with that a bit while it's riding the bullish wave cloud, and then just leaves the channel and just uses that upper bound of the channel as support today on the hour. So really, really powerful move there. Now on the daily, you see a trigger back here on the TTM squeeze indicator. So sort of a similar setup that we saw, hugging the mid-range. When it fires, it gives the counter trend down. It was a long fire period before it actually made the move. So that's where I get a little bit reluctant to give the TTM squeeze indicator too much kudos, but take it for what you will. But in any case, back here, left the channel, came down, tested the mid-range, and it's just been sort of like losing ground since then, got pinned between the red wave cloud and the lower bound of the channel for a lot of days, and now trying to kill this bearish momentum, which has just been sort of like nagging, hanging on for a while now, but pulled it out of oversold territory the last couple of days on the RSI, and really interested to see if this can get to the baseline on the histogram and then what it does. Obviously, the stock has the potential to spend a lot of time outside of the channel, so I don't discount the possibility that that could happen. But we do have, like I said here, this is the 180 to 200 EMA cloud on the daily. Swooping in, we'll see if it provides any resistance or not. Here, when it touched it last time, you see it resisted and then wrestled with it and then got some support, but then quickly retraced back to it. And then every time it left it, it sort of like a magnet kind of pulled itself back to it. So I'm interested to see, now that it's put in many, many days of price action in between then and now, if it treats that as sort of the same kind of magnetic quality or that magnetic zone, or if it's able to do something a bit different. And here you can see the picking up of the bearish momentum for several days, and then just in recent days dying down quite a bit, but it took some really, really strong moves upward, like huge percentage gains upward to pull that bearish momentum down. So it still isn't quashed per the histogram on the TTM squeeze indicator. So I'm interested to see what happens there. All right, folks, I hope that your hump day went well. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.